It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. The fans are filling the seats in Orlando, the site of our broadcast, and where the Magic will be going up against the Boston Celtics. Well, for Boston, they managed to take Game 1 of the season series against this team, looking to seal their series advantage with a win tonight. And you look at the makeup of the Celtics, not the makeup like you're wearing right now, big fella.
You have makeup on?
How have they been constructed, the types of players they've acquired? Kenny, they're close.
We're live, the home of the Magic, the Amway Center in beautiful Orlando, Florida. And here it comes, the NBA on 2. And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, Brad Stevens is one of the youngest coaches in the league.
All right, David. And kind of rare, a battle of the pivot men tonight, Clark. What are some of the traditional things a center you think can still do to help his team win in this era of basketball?
Well, I think there are a number of things. One, you think about taking up space at both ends, being a rim protector defensively, and also quarterbacking the defense from behind the perimeter defenders is one way. And then on the offensive end, banging that glass, setting solid screens, again, using size to take up space and put pressure on the defense.
There'll always be room for the big man in this game, though, don't you think?
Oh, I don't think there's any question about it. His role changes, what all he does changes, but some of the basics never go out of style.
And now the opening lineup for Boston. Down low, it's Morris and Horford. Smart is out there with Kyrie Irving. And it's Tatum in at the small forward position. And he gets it back. The shot's good from Jay. Here's Boston now. Irving looking for an opening. Outside, Smart. He kicks it to Tatum. And here's Morris for three. No good on that one. The Magic go the other way with it. Pulls it from 20. And Tatum pulls it down. There's the pass to Irving. It's rebounded by Jay.
Boy, they ran the offense well to get this look. Even though he missed it, I think they liked the shot.
Back to Augustine, to the middle. Here's Jay. That's in. Augustine with the assist.
Yeah, nice vision from the little fellow there. Augustine making it easy for his teammates by finding the open man.
Irving dishes to Tatum. Unloads from 13. Irving's shot is good. Irving's got his second basket of the game.
Nice way to start the evening. His numbers getting calls, and for good reason.
Well, you know, Greg, they can count on him to get buckets. I mean, he's getting the ball because he's very efficient when he has it.
Pass to Isaac. Augustine in the corner. Down low. Jay. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And DJ Augustine knows what he's out there for, to distribute the ball. I mean, always has his head on the swivel, and he's looking to find his teammates.
Irving passes to Tatum. Horford kicks to Irving. Stolen. Magic moving the ball around. Isaac passes to Vucevic. And no good, his first shot of the night, missing. Last game for the Celtics, they pick up the win against the Heat at the American Airlines Arena. Irving can't hit. And here's Fournier, he brings it up for the Magic. No good from Jay. Fournier against Smart. It's stolen by Vucevic. Here's Jay. Once again off the mark, Orlando. For Boston, they've gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game.
You know, guys, Nikola Vucevic is a very skilled big man out of USC. He rebounds well, scores it from inside, and has a nice touch. He's got a really well-rounded offensive game as a center. Even added a 3-ball to his repertoire recently to further stretch out interior defenses.
So the Celtics call timeout. They're first. And with Vucevic, he's an established scorer, but also a very unselfish player.
Yeah, he's a very smart player, too. A big guy with nice mobility, excellent hands, passes well for his position, works inside out. And as he continues to mature, I think you could see Vucevic leaning more and more on his ability to set others up out of the post rather than just looking for his own shot.
The Celtics shooting their first free throws of the game.
Yeah, looking over their percentage on the season, I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
And that's a little better than they did last year from the free throw line.
Daniel Tice is checked in for Boston.
And the vertical that Brown has is quite impressive. As relentless a finisher that you'll find in this league.
Grant against Rozier. Clock at 6 and taken away by Brown. Passes it to Gordon. Brown inside. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game.
And watch out, you don't bring the whole basket down on top of you, young fella.
I don't think he ever wanted to let go of the rim.
Well, you got to make that moment last. Enjoy it for as long as you can.
Here's Baines. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. Here's Rozier, and that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. Here's Brown. It's good. For Orlando, they've gone just a shade under 50% from the field. 5 of 11. Pass to Rozier. Kicks to Brown. Hayward with the ball. To the left side wing. Rozier for 3. Good on the three-point shot. Rozier's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. No good from Jay. For Boston, they have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line. First free throw is good. No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2. Orlando trailing here. Nice shot there by Bamba.
And really, when Bamba has this positioning, you got to get it to him. He's a very reliable scorer from there.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
Hey, guys, just a little too nonchalant there. That's a couple turnovers here in the last few minutes, and those miscues can spell trouble.
Hayward against Gordon. Hayward can hit. And here's Simmons for 3. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. We'll return shortly. Al Horford was born in the Dominican Republic, and he talked about why he gravitated towards basketball instead of baseball.
Coming from a place where,
Wanted to follow in his father's footsteps.
And what a career. College championships at Florida, an all-star in the NBA. I think he made the right choice.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And when you consider how the Magic are doing, what do you think?
I mean, an interesting first quarter. The pressure D seems to be causing a lot of turnover.
Just jumped all over him, Greg. I mean, pounced on him, using their length and quickness to come away with those steals.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the court for Orlando, Gordon down low with Bamba next to him. Grant is out there with Simmons. And it's Jay in at the 3 spot. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Al Horford is a multiple all-star. And if you count his stats, you miss what he brings to the table. When you factor in his passing, his defense, his efficiency, he does all the things that help you win. Coach Brad Stevens said, Al Horford averaging 15 points a game for you is like other guys averaging 27. Kevin?
The definition of a pro. Terrific guy. Thank you, D.A. Now we're moving into a new group on the floor for Orlando. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Nice shot there by Bamba. Bamba's got his second bucket of the night.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they have.
Jay, the pass to Bamba. Down it goes for his third basket in as many tries. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Magic.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnover.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunity. They're really keeping it up-tempo so far.
Here's Irving. Here's Tatum. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Tatum's got 5 points so far.
Got to respect the soft touch inside from Tatum now. He's not shy in looking for a shot. I mean, he's a shot hunter in the paint.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
The Magic have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line. Smart against Fournier. Smart finds Irving. Poke loose. And here we go with the Magic fast break. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. And the dunk by Bamba.
And just throw it up there. I mean, Bamba, as long as you time the pass right, he's going to flush that one down.
Tatum on the wing. And another basket for Boston.
And scoring the ball comes easily and naturally to him. He's a versatile player at the offensive end.
Here's Jay, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
And he's just had 1 attempt at the line earlier, and he can't hit the second. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Magic out in front as they end the second quarter on a 14-6 run. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Coach Steve Clifford. Steve, what's the focus going into the second half?
The big thing is they've got so much offense, and they have so many guys who come in and score. You got to play every possession defensively, and it's got to be every single possession.
Coach,
thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime. Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
And through the first 2 quarters, he was extremely aggressive. Picked up a number of steals.
Yeah, a real game changer in that regard, too. I mean, his activity was great. Excelled at finding ways to come up with those steals.
Second half underway. Here's who Brad Stevens got on the floor. Down low, it's Morris and Horford. Marcus Smart is out there with Irving, and it's Tatum in at the 3. Celtics trail by 7. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Jazz had quite a performance. He had 46 points, and that scoring outburst set a new season high for him in what became a great exhibition on his part. His numbers were off the charts. He was unguardable, and he knew it. He took advantage of it. Kevin, back to you.
All right, David, thank you, guys. Could you believe that performance? Wow.
I mean, it was really something to see. I mean, he showed everybody just how special he is when he is on his game.
Greg, something really stoked his fire. Man, there was no holding him back. And when a player is that locked in, you just got to sit back and enjoy the ride.
Irving dishes to Tatum. Back to Irving. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Irving's got 8 points.
Boy, I tell you, I don't know if there's anybody better than Kyrie Irving close to the basket. He has a great feel for how to score inside.
Well, for so long, so many were wondering what Kyrie was thinking when he left Cleveland. What is clear now, though, is that Irving doesn't think about it and has flourished on his own. It seems that he really did just need his own team to become the player he's become.
Now a timeout called by Boston. And for Irving, he has let more of his personality come out on and off the floor, Greg, now that he has his own team.
Yeah, it really does feel like we are watching a new chapter in Irving's development as a player. Still has the great shot and handles that make him so deadly with the ball. And just visually, while the leadership is also evolving, he just seems more in control of his game and even more lethal as a player.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Poked away. Here's Hayward. The Celtics keeping it alive. Fresh 24. That one falls.
Now that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up.
Irving against Grant. There's the pass to Isaac. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Irving with the ball. Now defended by Grant. Irving kicks to Hayward. Celtics trail by 7. There's the 3. The rebound by Grant.
Well, I think that was clearly a force. He was a little anxious. Too much in a hurry right there.
And he makes that one. Jay's got 4 points this quarter.
It's basically been all him. I mean, he scored most of the points himself.
Irving passes to Brown. Irving with the ball. 8 points for him. Back to Brown. In the corner, it's Hayward for 3. And that one is off. So Orlando will take it the other way. Simmons on the wing. Now here's Isaac. He's guarded closely. Some nice ball movement by the Magic.
I tell you what, total team player. When Simmons hits the open man like this, he adds value to his team.
And it's Irving with the ball for Boston. They trail by 11. Over Gordon. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
Tell you what, Kevin, it would be helpful if he would start to contribute a little more on offense, because when he's missing, it makes it really hard for this team.
From 18 feet away, off the left rim and out.
He's been an absolute non-factor. 0 factor this game. Just a horrible performance from him.
Grant against Irving. No good from Grant. Celtics trail by 11. Now here's Brown. 6 points for him. And the layup's good off the glass. Brown's got his 3rd basket of the night.
And Brown is quite aggressive. I mean, a masterful penetrator who can take it to defenders when he drives.
Grant kicks to Isaac. Knocks down the 3 ball. Isaac's got himself on the board with 3 there.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
That is a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he was on the money, that's no doubt. Irving against Grant. Pass to Hayward. Puts it up from 12. That one off the back iron and out. Got it off in time. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And so it's the Orlando Magic up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. And we'll see if they can keep up their tremendous shooting they've been dialed in so far from the field. Back right after this. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Served him up a tasty room service dime right there, boy.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. Clark, a favorite topic of yours, great rebounders, glass eaters as you call them. Who's the best at creating those important second chance opportunities for his team?
Well, a couple of guys stand out for me in that regard, Kevin. DeAndre Jordan is terrific. Enes Kanter, probably, he might be the best offensive rebounder in the league, Enes Kanter. I mean, he goes and gets it in his area, out of his area, through guys, over them. Man, he's a terrific offensive rebounder. And I'd throw Anthony Davis in there, too. I think he does a great job on the defensive glass and gets his share of offensive boards as well.
Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt. Bamba is out there with Jay, and it's Mahimi in at the center, locking down the middle. That's who's out there for Orlando. Both free throws good from Jay. Celtics trail by 12. Outside Irving. Off target from outside.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off. Yeah, I mean, he's been orchestrating all game at a high level.
Yeah, making his teammates better through his passing. Greg, you know about that because you did it. Great job sharing the ball.
Well, I appreciate it, partner. Always important to have somebody keep rhythm in the game.
And the bucket is good. Three-point play chance here for him.
Tell you what, that's impressive strength there from Tatum. You got to respect that. Even when you try to wrap him up, he finds a way to score.
Vucevic checked in for Ian Mahimi. Magic leading by 11. Jay the pass to Vucevic. Here's Jay on the money from 12 feet away. Jay's got 12 points in just the second half.
Boy, he's dangerous right now. He feels like he's making every shot he puts up.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
Yeah, the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
Absolutely, Greg. I mean, they're getting crushed, killed, hammered, pulverized in the post.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, look, here's what Brad Stevens went over with his guys during the break. He is not happy with the turnovers. He said, we have got to get some shots. It's as simple as that, guys. Play smart and value the basketball. We'll see if the message sunk in, Kevin.
And good. Coming in on the assist by DJ Augustine. Augustine's got assist number 9 now. Wow, what an effort here tonight. Fournier passes to Jay. Count it. Good. Jay's got 31. And a moment here to take a look at some of the hustle stats for Orlando.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And also, I've been extremely impressed with their interior D. Their rim protection has been as good as it gets.
Tries again. Plays it up and banks it in. And that's now 6 points for Vucevic.
Boy, the hustle by Vucevic. I mean, showing real commitment and investment on the glass and finding ways to come up with second chance opportunities for his team. That's very impressive.
Here's Irving. And Bamba pulls it down. And stolen by Irving. Morris goes back up. He takes it up and lays it in.
Terrific score there off the miss by Morris. Doesn't get a ton of offensive rebounds, but making that one count.
Here's Bamba. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
Yeah, and you can tell they feel like they can get inside whenever they want to. I mean, it's been carte blanche, full menu for them, and the defense really not offering any resistance.
And a guy with more of a mid-range game, Morris can still jack it up from deep if you give him enough space and time.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. And with all the drama, Greg, that has followed Irving the past few seasons, he reached out to Kobe Bryant for some guidance.
And just like Irving and LeBron had to go their own ways, so did Kobe and Shaq. Very few players know what it's like to be in a situation like Irving, but Kobe's one of them. And Kobe gave Irving the confidence to not be afraid of standing out in his career decisions, and so far it's paid off handsomely.
And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor, completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester, and that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. See you next.
For at least 24 hours, you know what I'm saying?
Whew. Oh, hey, AI.
Yo.
Press is asking for you. Meet me in the conference room?
Yeah, gotcha. I'll be there in 5 minutes.
Everything is all set. They're ready for you.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, good luck.
So, another win tonight to keep the streak alive. Anything you want to say after that performance?
My teammates have been on fire lately. You know, just an unbelievable level of play across the board. And when you see what each guy's doing, it's just not hard to believe that we've been winning all these games. I mean, I love when we're all on the same page, and I hope that we can just, you know, keep this thing going for a little while longer. We good then? Okay, thanks.
Thanks, AI.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, we'll be watching the Orlando Magic playing against the Houston Rockets. Taking a look at the Rockets, playing above 500 in the last few weeks. Not bad. They'd like to do better. We'll see if they can add a win tonight. In tonight's game, Carmelo Anthony, one of the top.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Hey, Chris.
We are in Orlando, Florida, as the Magic are about to go into this interconference contest right here. Hi, everyone. We're happy to have you with us for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. And as things get ready to roll, let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's on the sideline. David?
Well, guys, we know James Harden hits that step-back three.
Yeah, with that pump fake, he can get to the free throw line too, D.A. There's just no answer. Well, we're around the halfway point now, Doris. Some clubs are obviously in a rebuild mode, but it can be hard for many team owners to accept that and accept that path they're on.
Well, when you've been the guy to make that financial investment, there can be a little bit of impatience because one of your responsibilities is keep people in the seats. You've got to pay the bills. What you have to do is you make clear to the fans the vision that they have. If you make it clear, Kev, maybe they can sort of embrace the rebuild and celebrate the step-by-step progress.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. And so in the game for the Rockets, the engine of this team, Paul and Harden in the backcourt. Melo and Tucker are the forwards. And it's Capella in at the 5, roaming the paint. And it's Anthony with the ball for the Rockets. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Orlando this season.
Yeah, and they swept this matchup the 2 times they played last year. They held the advantage on paper and on the court.
Well, a year ago, there was a big gap in talent between the two teams. But changes are always made, and we'll see how they match up this time around.
The pass to Augustine. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. Augustine's got the opening basket of the game for Orlando. Fournier against Harden. Pass to Tucker. A 3-ball. That's no good. Misses his first shot of the night.
Scoreless after 4 shots. Wow.
Sinks it. And the shot from James.
Well, tremendous understanding from the young Jonathan Isaac. How about that awareness for the young guy?
Harden against Fournier. Harden surveying the D. Just 5 on the clock. Paul kicks it to Tucker. From outside, off the mark. The Magic have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. No good from Jay.
Boy, I'll tell you, he has plenty of space, but it looked like a little bit of a hitch in that release.
And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. DJ Augustine picks one up.
You know, when Chris Paul came to the Rockets, a lot of people questioned if he and James Harden would be able to share the ball. Both known for being ball-dominant guards, I think you'd have to say it's worked out pretty well.
And Paul drills both of them. And I think Chris Paul never comfortable with that ball-dominant label, Greg. He never played with another guard who could create, certainly on the level of Harden.
No doubt about it. I mean, Mo P, J.J. Redick, guys who were great shooters, but really more off-the-ball players. Chris needed to be that kind of a playmaker, but with Harden, he has someone just as gifted at creating baskets for himself and others.
Here's Harden. And he banks in the layup.
Yeah, I love watching Harden be aggressive inside. One of the most efficient scorers in our game.
And plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. And there's the foul against Houston. The Magic shooting their first free throws of the evening. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. Rockets trail by 3. And Jay gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Here's Harden. That one, no good. The Magic go the other way with it. Jay. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. That one's on Anthony. Orlando shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Bamba is checked in for Vucevic. Gordon comes in for Jonathan Isaac. Simmons checked in for Evan Fournier. And it's Jaren Grant in for Augustine. The Rockets also changing it up. Nene, he's checked in for Clint Capella. James Ennis comes in for P.J. Tucker. And Eric Gordon subbed in for Carmelo Anthony. And the basket is good.
Just deadly from mid-range. He's got such a great feel for that shot.
Magic have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. The shot's good from Jay.
Shots are just flowing from him right now, having a really strong quarter.
Paul against Grant. Paul kicks to Gordon. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Gordon's got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball. Here's Jay. The offensive rebound, and he goes in for the dunk.
And gobbled up that rebound and went straight into attack mode on the putback.
Oof, he is one of the most determined rebounders, guys, we have got in the NBA.
The tireless work ethic, the passion. He's a guy the team relies on for that.
Count it. Jay's got 12 in the game.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
Now here's Paul. Coming in off a 21-point game, his last outing. And here's Harden for 3. And Bamba pulls it down. We'll see if they want to trade 2 for 1 here.
Got to time up that clock to do so.
No good from Jay. Rockets trail by 5. Fires from deep. And it's Gordon missing. Simmons feeling it out a bit to the middle. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks.
Well, really good awareness from Jonathan Simmons. Really getting an understanding of when to put the pass on time and on target.
Here's Paul. And he can certainly fill it up when they need him to. He's averaging almost 21 points a game. Knocks down the 3 ball. Jay, defended by Gordon. Here's Jay. Tries again. And Bamba with the lay-in.
Yeah, and this is something Bamba does so well. Unbelievable recognition and timing to come up with offensive rebounds.
A free-flowing first quarter. Great scoring through 1. It's the Magic up by 6. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. Chris Paul, an elite defensive player, a student of the game for sure, talks about his knack for making a lot of steals, forcing turnovers.
The steals thing is just...
Well, you hear about the importance of watching. So a new group on the floor for Orlando. So for the Rockets. Of course, when you look at point guards now, lots of combo skills, but there aren't as many guys with the pass-first mindset maybe that we've seen in the past.
Right, and it's a great point, Kevin, because increasingly you've got to be able to have guys at all 5 positions who are willing to score, or it certainly enhances your ability to win. If you are a pass-first mindset and really put scoring at a secondary level of importance, you've got to do it at such a high level. And I'm talking about guys like Rajon Rondo, Ricky Rubio, Lonzo Ball. All are men who have such a high degree of passing acumen that they can take a step back scoring-wise and still affect winning.
Great examples. Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt. Jonathan Isaac is out there with Jay, and it's Vucevic in at the 5 down low. That's who's out there for Orlando. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Celtics was outstanding. He ended with 31 points and also was a pest on defense with a lot of steals. He racked up big numbers in what was a really good performance. Can he carry it over tonight? We'll see, Kevin.
David, appreciate the report. He was a one-man show in that game.
And, you know, it'll be interesting to see how much that took out of him. I mean, he'll have a hard time putting up anything even close to those numbers here tonight.
Well, you do wonder, though, Greg, does he still have some of the adrenaline going from that performance? No matter how tired he is, he should have plenty of energy coming off that.
The 3 from Harden. Rebound by the Magic. Their last game, a win against Boston, looking to carry it into this one.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
I think, Greg, you can't expect to win with that kind of effort. The defense was nowhere to be found, and it cost them all night long.
Got a piece of it, and it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Vucevic. .24 seconds left in the second quarter. Nailed from three-point land. Now just a 2-point Magic lead.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
Oh, boy, that's 2 on him now. And if he gets a third foul before halftime, his playing time is going to have to be limited for a bit.
And Tucker has it in the corner. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. Here's Jay, powered down with both hands.
Well, Evan Fournier is a fundamentally sound player, and if his teammates are open, he will deliver the rock.
And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Magic lead by 4. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Carmelo, first half in the books. What do you need to focus on in the second half to get this win?
Well, just communication.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3. And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
And I loved in that first half that they were patient, looked for good shots, and knocked them down.
You know, I think, Greg, they never settled for the first look. It was always about, let's get the best shot possible. Really good judgment on the offensive end.
And on the floor for Mike D'Antoni starting the second half. Melo and Tucker are the forwards. Paul and Harden are the incredible backcourt duo. And it's Capella in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Here's Jay, and there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Fantastic anticipation. Then he shows major explosiveness converting at the other end.
Count it, and the Orlando lead has been cut to just 5 on the basket from Anthony. Here's Augustine bringing it up now for Orlando. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Detroit, where they'll face the Pistons. That will be a getaway game for them, a 1-game road trip. Grant, he's checked in for Augustine. And then for Houston, Nene comes in for Clint Capella. And Gordon subbed in for Carmelo Anthony. Grant against Paul. He feeds it to Nene. Outside Gordon. Lets the 3 fly. Can't hit that one. Magic leading by 5. Isaac with the ball. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. Here's Tucker. The Rockets again can't hit.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
And P.J. Tucker, Greg, a rugged physical defender at the forward.
And here's the guy, second-round pick back at 06. Spent 5 seasons playing abroad before making his return to the association. Now he's a seasoned veteran and not shy about holding his teammates accountable, especially defensively.
Here's what Orlando's going with right now. Bamba is checked in for Vucevic. Aaron Gordon comes in for Jonathan Isaac. And Simmons subbed in for Evan Fournier. And the shot goes in. 26 points for Jay.
Well, you've got to look at this guy's shooting as one of the main reasons they've been able to build this lead.
Knight kicks to Gordon. The 19-foot shot. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
Ooh, and this is turning into a slow start here in the second half. Seems like they left that offense in the locker room. And because of his size, that's a difficult shot to contest.
Almost unguardable, you could say, Greg. Skilled at holding the ball so high, defenders can't get to it.
So many aspects go into developing Doris, a winning team, coaching players, all the front office moves. How much do you think ownership affects that equation.
Well, I think it's absolutely critical. Leadership starts at the top down. And what kind of organization do you want? What kinds of behaviors will you tolerate? What kinds of things do you emphasize in terms of what you want your culture to be about? And to me, that starts at the top. When you look at the organizations that have great history with sustained success, it starts at the top with ownership.
I like your word culture there. That makes so much sense.
Nice pass here to set that basket up.
Rockets trail by 9. Knight taking his time here. Outside Gordon. It's deflected.
And the giant wingspan of Bamba strikes again. Just fantastic at spiking shots in a variety of ways. The defense is far too slow to close out on those three-point attempts.
Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over. Chris Paul, he's checked in for Houston. And now a moment to check out the leaders in the All-Star voting. Balloting underway. Well, you look at Jay.
And that's a byproduct of not just his talent, but of the effort he's put in this season. Nobody works harder than this guy.
And we'll keep you posted as the voting continues. From 7, good on the bucket. Jay's got 12 now in this quarter.
This is unbelievable. He has over half the team's points right now.
Paul outside. Dishes it to Gordon. Inside. Ennis kicks to Paul. Four on the clock. And here's Green outside. That shot misses. And it's the Magic taking it the other way. Passes it to Jay. To the inside. Gordon against Nene. Outside, Simmons. Gordon, the pass to Simmons. Here's Jay. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Rockets trail by 10. And here is Paul. And the wide open shot from Green. The three-pointer, no good.
The defense lost him there, and he should have made him pay.
Jay. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And you know what? Very close to a three-point play right there.
So far in the game, he's gone 2 for 4 from the free throw line. That free throw good from Jay. Orlando making some changes. Mahimi's checked in for Bamba. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Grant. The Rockets also changing it up. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Nene. Anthony comes in for Ennis. And it's James Harden in for Green.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. So far, we've seen them be a bit careless with the ball.
Simply put, out of control is how they played thus far. They're going to have to reel it in and show some more discipline.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Anthony's shot is off.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
No good from Jay. Shot by Gordon. Oh, a monumental buzzer beater!
What a thrilling shot for one team and a heartbreaker for the other.
Oh, that's the type of clutch player he sees himself as. Boy, can he deliver.
And so it's Orlando, holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. And they've done a phenomenal job down low, so many of their points coming right at the rim. We'll get right back to the action when we return. Let's hear what Mike D'Antoni was going over with his team moments ago.
Our whole problem is energy. Our whole problem is how fast we can run back.
And for the Magic, Vucevic comes in for Mahimi. And Jay subbed in for Aaron Gordon. Nene, he's checked in for the Rockets. Green comes in for Anthony. And Augustine kicks to Fournier. Down low, here's Jay. Lays it up off the glass. Jay's got 40 points.
Well, how about Jonathan Isaac showing a desire to share the basketball? I love it.
Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt. Jay out there with Isaac, and it's Vucevic in at center. That's who's out there for Orlando. Out of bounds, Orlando takes possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
We've got 1:48 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Jay. That's in. Augustine with the assist. Augustine's got 6 assists in the game.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring. And this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, really good awareness by the scorer. You're seeing an opening in the defense and exploiting it beautifully.
Here's Jay. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Jay's got 44.
I tell you what, his accuracy has been the story of this game.
No doubt. I mean, he's doing his best to guide his team to victory. Superb job shooting the ball in this final period.
Count it.
And you got to love how Paul sees the whole court so well. Maybe the best quality for a point guard to have.
To the paint, here's Vucevic, and Vucevic throws it down.
And there's no doubt about this one. Playing with a lot of confidence tonight. It's a statement victory for the Magic.
They simply ran him off the court.
They set the pace, and their transition game was executed flawlessly.
And so it'll boost this year's win total for them to 29.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Jay.
There wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every good chance he got.
Oh, if you don't put a body on Tucker, he will find a way to burn you on the offensive glass.
But he recovers it. Jay, the pass to Vucevic. Kicks it to Augustine. Good ball movement here by the Magic. Jay, it's good. Jay's got 46 points.
And giving the fans what they came to see, a spirited performance.
Yeah, it really was. They wanted this home win badly, and they went out and took it.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Harden inside the three-point line. They grabbed their own miss. Here's Tucker. Off with the layup. Here's Jay. Off target from the baseline. And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. A confident win, and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. And I think they built off that edge of being here and play with just a little more confidence than their opponent.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, wow, what you all did tonight, what a display of offense. What got into you to produce this performance?
You know, as soon as I got in the arena, I had a feeling that I could do something special. I mean, even in the shoot-around, I felt like I was just kind of locked in tonight, and that feeling never really left me, D.A. I mean, I know that it's a night I'll never forget, and I just hope that the fans feel the same way. It felt great.
I think a lot of people are going to keep their ticket stubs from this one. Kevin, back to you.
All right, David, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Okay, basketball fans, with me, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. I'm Ernie Johnson. You're watching 2K Sports, but you know that already. Tonight, it's the Orlando Magic as they'll be playing against the Pistons in Detroit. Well, for Detroit, they'll be put to the test in this one and will need to put together a complete game as they face a team well above them in the standings.
You got this.
You look sweet tonight. Get your official NBA merchandise. Team shirts, jersey, jackets, sweaters, and more are available.
Just a reminder, folks, tickets are here for our figurine giveaway. Come to the game and get a figurine of your...
Hello, and thanks for joining us, folks, for this midweek NBA action on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, and by my side, Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. Coming in off the road, the Pistons are back in Detroit for this game. Their last encounter was in Orlando. And let's go straight over to David Aldridge for a report before the tip-off. Hey, Dave.
Thank you very much. Now, Blake Griffin is new.
Well, Detroit is happy to have him, David. Thanks. C-Web this evening, all the makings of a up-tempo affair. A lot of speed on the floor. They love to play, both these teams, at a very high pace.
They're trying to get good looks early in the clock, and I'll tell you why. Against a better defensive team, why slow the ball up and wait for them to get set? Against better defensive teams, you must speed up the pace to get an open shot. In the NBA, an open shot from a player that's in his skill set is a great shot. It doesn't matter if it's with 1 second left on the shot clock or with 20 seconds on the shot clock. So why not speed the pace up, see if you can get that early look. If not, bring it back out and then set up a play. But run, get it going, and see if you can get some easy looks early.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. And so in the game for the Magic, Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt. Isaac out there with Jay, and it's Vucevic in at the 5 spot. Augustine against Jackson. Here's Jay. The shot, no good. Nice D from Griffin. And Jay gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Here are the Pistons with the ball. 4-point game. Outside Griffin. And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Back to Jackson. 6 on the shot clock. Over Augustine. No good that time. And Orlando the other way now. Coming into this having notched a win against the Rockets in their last game.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, I thought the opponent's defense just never showed up.
Oh, but I like that they attacked those weaknesses. They made them pay for a lackluster effort.
Pass to Kennard. And stolen by Fournier. Here's Jay. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
I tell you, Isaac has great vision for a big man. Can see over defenders easily thanks to that size.
C-Web, the Pistons from 2003 to 2008 with 6 consecutive trips to the Eastern Conference Finals and 1 title. But in the decades since, only 2 playoff appearances and 0 playoff wins.
Well, yeah, think about it. The 2004 title team was led by Joe Dumars, who won championships back-to-back with the Pistons.
Pistons trail by 13. Bullock and Johnson are out on the wings. Zhang is out there with Pachulia, and it's Smith in at the 1. That's the group for Detroit right now. Johnson for 3, buries the long-range jumper. Johnson's got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for the Pistons. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Rockets delivered quite a performance. He had 46 points, and that scoring outburst set a new season high for him in what became a great exhibition on his part. He racked up big numbers in what was a really good performance. Can he carry it over tonight? We'll see, Kevin.
Thanks, David. It was a performance that not many players are capable of.
I know I won't forget it for a while, and you have to think he'll keep it rolling here tonight. When you're that hot, it takes a while to cool down.
Yeah, he was special, but the biggest challenge for him tonight is that the defense will be ready for him. They saw what he did in the last game, just like the rest of us.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. Here's Pachulia, and the shot is long.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
And so it's Smith with it. He'll bring it up for Detroit. They trail by 14. They'll be playing host to Miami for their next game. They'll find themselves in the middle of this string of 3 straight at home. They get a hand on it. Jay, the pass to Grant. Here's Jay. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Jay's got 6 here in this quarter.
I mean, if you're looking to get back into this game, you have to get tougher defensively.
Smith kicks to Zhang. On the wing, Johnson. He's guarded by Ross. Johnson finds Pachulia. Just 5 on the clock. Beyond the arc. The rebound by Jay. Magic leading by 16. Good ball movement here by the Magic. AC Webb, for your money, who does the best job of combining guard skills with a classic back-to-the-basket game?
Oh, I mean, you think of Cousins. He's 7 foot, not the fastest, but he has back-to-the-basket and then crossover three-point shooting ability. Embiid as well, Towns, and of course, Anthony Davis, who I think was a point guard and had a great growth spurt in high school.
Yes.
He's just a guard in the big man's body.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
Oh, fantastic dunk. And he hangs around up there just for a little camera time.
Yeah, maybe he didn't want to land awkwardly. Who knows? But there he is, and we see it very clearly. So for the Pistons, Drummond's checked in for Zhang, and it's Luke Kennard in for Reggie Bullock. Fournier's checked in for Orlando. Augustine comes in for Jaren Grant. Now here's Griffin, guarded closely. It's deflected.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
They get it back. Fournier. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here.
Yeah, the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
Oh, this is ugly. No question about it. And you wonder if these matchups aren't favoring them right now.
Gordon's checked in for Jay. And a great time to check out the power. And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Orlando out in front. They finish off the second quarter with a tremendous 17-6 run. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thank you. Aaron, great first half. You had it going. What was the difference?
Yeah, I just tried to come out and give my team a spark.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter. And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
And through the first 2 quarters, he was extremely aggressive, picked up a number of steals.
Oh, well, you take some chances. Sometimes you can get burned, but you hope more often than not that you can be a catalyst for your team.
So on the floor for Orlando, Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt. Vucevic is out there with Jay, and it's Isaac in at the small forward. Here's Kennard. He's guarded by Fournier. Kennard, the pass to Johnson. Shoots over Isaac. Johnson's shot is off.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
It falls, and 2 points from Jay.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Jackson kicks to Drummond. Pass to Griffin. No good. Great D that time from Vucevic. Book it on the money from Jay. Jay's got 4 this quarter.
They're doing work here in the second half, 3 or 4 to start.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
On the wing, Johnson. He's covered by Isaac. Johnson, the pass to Kennard. Goes up at the stripe. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him.
And out of the gates here in this second half, they have not started well. 0 of 3. And guys, this is the blueprint for winning on the road. How about the level of focus on each and every possession?
They've come in with a great overall strategy, the right attitude, and the scoreboard reflects that.
Outside Jackson. Outside Griffin. Detroit, no good that time either.
He's not the only one to blame for them being behind, but he hasn't helped their cause much. And Blake Griffin drastically cutting down his mid-range jumpers. I mean, think about this. Instead of just mid-range, he's stepping out beyond the 3-point range. But I guess the percentages stack up in his favor.
So for the Pistons, Pachulia, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Gorgie Dang comes in for Blake Griffin. And it's Ish Smith in for Stanley Johnson. Then for the Magic, Bamba is checked in for Isaac. Simmons comes in for Fournier. And it's Jaren Grant in for Augustine. Here's Jay, and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And Blake Griffin said he isn't going to fall in love with a 3-point shot, but Chris, he wants to shoot it with confidence when he's left open.
I mean, think about power forwards in today's game. I mean, they're almost expected to have 3-point range. He's still a threat in the paint, though. I don't ever think he'll be a spread forward, but certainly a welcome addition to his game.
And the Magic making a change here. Ross is checked in.
How about the muscle from Jackson on that play? Even with the contact, he knocked the bucket down easily.
And the Pistons making a change here. Bullock's checked in. When it came to a big man's responsibilities, you helped pave the way for so much change in that regard. But what are some of the big C-Web now doing that weren't done when you were playing?
I don't know, Kevin, if it was anything that they weren't doing, but it's the freedom to do it with consistency. So even if we talk about a Larry Bird, who only could shoot maybe a 3.5 a game. Let's just round it up to 2 threes a game. Well, now, what if Larry Bird had the freedom to shoot 10 threes a game like guys do now? And so I think that the game has caught up with players' skill set as opposed to the skill set catching up with players' games. So no longer are you held to being a big man. Now you can be a basketball player. And being a basketball player for Dirk Nowitzki is much better than him being a big man. Dirk Nowitzki being a basketball player that he is means that he is a threat wherever he is on the floor because he's not just limited to a 2-foot box space there in the post. And for defenders like myself, I would much rather Dirk Nowitzki have to stay 2 feet in the post than to be able to shoot the ball whenever, wherever he wanted to. Because I tell you what, now you got a problem because he can knock it down from anywhere and everywhere that he wants to.
Jang against Ross. Got a piece of it. To the paint. Here's Bamba. And it's good, 2 points. Bamba's got his first points in this one.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Jackson against Simmons. Jackson is doubled, and Jay gets the whistle that time. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
Dang, that's his 4th foul. Now he's going to have to be careful. Still a little ways to go and only 2 fouls to spare.
Aaron Gordon, he's checking in for Simmons. Here's Bullock. And that time, also a missed shot.
That defense is as good as a block. I mean, what looks to be a layup turns into nothing.
The shot's good from Jay.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Passes to Bullock. There's 25 seconds left in the third. Detroit shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
That's his 3rd personal.
No good on the free throw. Mahinmi's checked in for the Magic.
Shooting free throw.
And he's good on the second. Now, here's Grant. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game.
And everything they're attempting is going in. Tremendous run here in the third.
Well, I don't know what they talked about at halftime, but they found a weakness in the defense.
Here's Jackson. Looking at the numbers, he's averaging about 20.5 points a game. Bullock, good. Bullock's got 6.
Oh, and when there's an open man, Jackson finds him, making it look very easy.
Book it on the money from Jay.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
I mean, I don't know whether to say it's amazing or it's sad, but you're down double digits and you still allow an uncontested layup. Where is the pride? Where is your heart?
And so it's the Orlando Magic with a 34-point advantage heading into the break. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. Right back after this break. Now let's take a listen on head coach Dwayne Casey.
All we got to do is use the basketball. The ball.
And for the Pistons, Stanley Johnson, he's checked in for Torrey Craig. Luke Kennard comes in for Reggie Bullock. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Smith. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Jay's checked in for Gordon. Fournier comes in for Jarrell Martin. Simmons checked in for Terrence Ross. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Jaren Grant. The big men are Griffin and Drummond. Kennard is out there with Reggie Jackson. And it's Johnson in at the 3 slot. That's the group for Detroit right now. To the middle and taken away by Johnson. Here's Griffin, and Griffin slams it in.
Oh, and there's only so much you can do against Griffin when he's driving. He's determined to score.
The Magic have gotten into a pretty good groove, going 6 of 10 here in the final quarter. Jay, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's going to be on Blake Griffin. It's been a few years now since rules were put into place to curb the hack-a-shack strategy. See, Webb, do you think the NBA made the right choice in discouraging that style, that tactic?
You know, Kev, I'm torn on this one. I don't think so. I do think that the game would have gotten ugly, the pace would have gotten bad, but I think it would have been only a couple of years as players would have been embarrassed enough to improve their game. As I travel to different places, the one thing that's the difference between the United States and other places they can shoot free throws. Other places, they just aren't at the park dunking or hanging on the rim. They're actually shooting shots and skill sets and dribbling. And I was at one time a terrible free throw shooter, and the embarrassment of not making them, missing them late in the games, not being able to be there for your team the way you want to, oh, trust me, it's no better motivation than that. Not giving me a handicap and a crutch saying, oh, don't do it. I don't like the fact that they've tried to place a curb on the hack-a-shack strategy. My thing is get you in the gym in the offseason and make some free throws.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Magic.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And so taking a look at their record, a nice milestone they'll be picking up tonight. 30 wins on the year now.
And really, they finally got something good to happen against this team. The last two games they faced them weren't nearly as productive.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Jay.
Well, the big thing was if he had an open look, he drained it. He didn't let any of those easy chances get away from him.
Tipped away. Excellent D there from Pachulia. Bullock with it. Defended now by Fournier. Bullock kicks to Jackson. Back to Bullock. Clock at 6. And it's Orlando with the rebound. The pass to Jay. Tries again. And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much. Well, no doubt this team is a force in this conference. So what's the outlook for the rest of the season?
I think you know the answer to that, D.A. We got our sights set on that title. Regular season success is great, but we want to set up for a deep run in the playoffs. And at this point, I think we're looking pretty strong.
No doubt you are. Looking very good for the playoffs to come. Kevin?
David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Chris Webber, Craig Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for being with us. See you next time.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Okay, basketball fans, with me, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. I'm Ernie Johnson. You're watching 2K Sports, but you know that already. Tonight, it'll be the Brooklyn Nets going up against the Orlando Magic at Amway Center. Well, for Orlando, they struggled in this matchup last season. Only one win for them through 4 games. They'd like to make a statement.
At the point guard position, 6'0", number 14, DJ Augustine. At the small forward position, 6 feet 10 inches, number 1, Jonathan Isaac. The other guard, 6 feet 7 inches, number 10, Evan Fournier. Number 9 center from USC, Nick Vucevic. The other forward position, 6 feet 10 inches, number 13, Jay. A head coach for your team. Once again, your head coach.
The Nets come into an Eastern Conference contest in this game. Like to welcome you to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is on our sideline.
Here we go.
Thrilled to be back in Orlando. The Magic ready for that home court advantage. We've continued to see the pieces come together for this team, and they seem to be picking up steam.
In all of their recent games have been high energy, high quality efforts. And they've been playing with a lot of emotion, but using it in the right way and still playing very much under control.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. Setting the floor for the Nets. Hollis, Jefferson, and Allen together down low. Russell and LeVert in the backcourt. And it's Carroll in at the 3, the small forward. Orlando shooting their first free throws of the night right here. Well, we got plenty of youth on both sides. Clark, what's it like to be part of an up-and-coming team in this league?
You know what, Kevin? I think it's a mixed bag. I think it's both very exciting and on occasion extremely frustrating because you don't know what you don't know, and the lack of experience sometimes is more prevalent with young teams than more experienced ones. So watching both of these teams develop over time is really going to be fun to see how their journey plays out.
These coaches will need a lot of patience, though, and the veterans on the team, too.
Exactly, both ways. You're right. You know, after being in the cellar for a few years, the Brooklyn Nets have started to turn things around here. I mean, good young core to build around and add to, and I think things are starting to look up in every department.
The Nets making a switch here. Davis is checked in. They swipe it. Whoa!
Hey, watch out now. Watch out. Oh, that's an old-fashioned rim wrapper.
Just a remarkable gem. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now.
Platinum level highlight reel material. That is Showtime stuff there.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case. It looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
Here's Fournier following the bucket by the Nets. No good from Jay.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Now, Carroll. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against the Rockets in Houston.
Yeah, excellent work on the boards that night. Always in attack mode, and that allowed him to get plenty of rebounds.
Russell with the bucket.
And you can call him 3-Angelo. I like that because he's going to be doing this for a long time. 3 deep for 3-Angelo.
It'll be fun watching him, you're right. No good from Jay. For Orlando, they won their last contest, that game against Detroit. And Russell gets it to go. Russell's got 5.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
If you're just tuning in, we've played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Here's Jay. That one's off, still out of sync.
Boy, the defense was great, superb, stellar, platinum level. Can't really contest that shot any better than that.
Russell against Augustine. And out of bounds as the Magic will gain possession. Let's bring out the 2K leaderboard to see the best up-tempo teams in the league. The Magic in second.
Yeah, I mean, they've got the athletes to run the break all game long. So that's their edge. They're always looking to take advantage.
Here's Jay. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It goes on Ed Davis. The Magic shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Bamba is checked in for Vucevic. Aaron Gordon comes in for Isaac. Jonathan Simmons is checked in for Evan Fournier. And it's Grant in for Augustine. Here's Dinwiddie. Coming in off a 12-point game his last outing.
And, you know, we all remember Simmons' chase down block on Steph Curry. This guy is a fantastic defender.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Boy, it's a thing of beauty watching him attack the defense like that. I mean, they wanted no part of him on that layup.
And Jay gets the first. Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt. Jay out there with Isaac, and it's Vucevic in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's who's out there for Orlando. Now here is Harris. He's got 5.
Tell you what, guys, his size really comes into play when there's a rebound battle going on. He's got an advantage in there.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Pistons was a driven man. He scored 33 points and played tremendous defense as well, really causing havoc on both ends of the floor. That game was just the latest example of how hot he's been. We'll see if anyone can cool him down tonight, Kevin.
Thanks, David. It was a performance that not many players are capable of.
I know I won't forget it for a while, and you have to think he'll keep it rolling here tonight. When you're that hot, it takes a while to cool down.
And you know what, Greg? I think defensively, they're going to be ready for him. They won't make things easy. Coming off a game like he just had, I mean, he's going to get a bunch of attention. Well, I tell you what, they've got to be fuming. I mean, they were way too late in contesting that layup.
LeVert the pass to Allen. To the left side wing. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That's on Evan Fournier.
Well, you look at D'Angelo Russell, and this season and last season, I really think it was just about maturing, and that goes with all young players in this league. It's a process. I thought he needed to get away from L.A. and the episode he had there with his teammates, and I think he's now more focused and knows more of what it takes to be successful in the NBA.
Nets trail by 7. And Harris wide open. He shoots. The three-pointer is right on target. Harris has got 8 points.
You never pass for the sake of passing. You wait until the defense commits. Russell does that, finds the open man nicely.
The shot's good from Jay. And for Russell, he had maturing to do, Clark, off the court, but he has also showed maturation in his game on the floor as well.
Yeah, it's a natural progression for guys who are eager to get better and take constructive criticism seriously. He doesn't force it as much on offense now. He knows the importance of being efficient with the ball and not spectacular.
And a moment here to take a look at some of the hustle stats for Orlando.
Boy, you have to admire their intensity in the paint defensively. I mean, really contesting and even blocking shots. Definitely a factor early.
And also, how about the fact defensively they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
Some changes for Brooklyn. Ed Davis is checked in for Allen. And Damari Carroll subbed in for Harris. The Magic have gone just 4 of 8 from the line tonight, hoping to move that free throw percentage up a bit.
And taking a look at their free throw statistics on the season, right around 74%.
You know, they've really put themselves behind the 8 ball in so many of their games because they just have not been able to knock down those foul shots.
Here are the Magic now. After the basket by Brooklyn, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And there's the call. Brooklyn the foul. The Magic have gone 5 of 9 at the line.
And really a good job of getting to the line in that first quarter. Hasn't been doing that as much here in the second.
Here's what Orlando's going with right now. Bamba is checked in for Vucevic. Simmons comes in for Isaac. And it's Grant in for Augustine. And the Nets making a change here as well. Napier, he's checked in for Russell.
The main thing you get with Bamba, imposing defender, shot blocker, alters everything in the paint. That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done.
Jay, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Jay's got the lead up to 11 now for the Magic.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Yeah, that was actually no defense at all there, Greg. I mean, layups don't come any easier than that. I mean, they're piling it on now.
And we finished one half of basketball. Magic out in front, ending the second quarter with a 13-4 run. 2K Sports, back in a moment from the Amway Center. Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
Yeah, he's really been catching the defense off guard so far here in this game, racking up a bunch of trips to the line.
Yeah, and you know what? I like the fact that he's staying in aggressive attack mode. I mean, forcing the issue, making the defense foul.
Checking out the group for Kenny Atkinson to start the second half. Carroll is the 3 with Hollis Jefferson at the 4. Russell and LeVert in the backcourt. And it's Allen in at the 5 down low. Clark, when you played, you were dominant inside. Are you surprised at how perimeter-oriented the game now has evolved into?
No, not really, Kevin, because of the three-point line and what it means. The game was created as a game of putting the ball in the basket. Initially, it was by getting the ball as close as you could to the basket with big guys or drives, and now with the three-point line, the shooting has become a premium, and it's really one of the great elements of the game for me, and I love the way folks are playing it now.
Defensive rules have sure made a big difference in this game, haven't they?
Yeah, great point.
Kept alive. The shot's good from Jay. Jay's got 29 in the game.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
Here's Augustine following the bucket by the Nets. Here's Isaac. Sweet little floater. Isaac's got his second basket.
I think you got to keep Isaac from getting in the paint, Kevin. Once he's established position there, the defense is toasted up.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
Yeah, there's no reason why they should be scoring at will down there easily as they have. I mean, they've got to be more aggressive inside.
So for the Magic, Aaron. We've got 1:28 left in the third quarter. Napier with it. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. The 11-footer, and he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. Here's Grant. Here's Jay. Again, the Magic score.
Strong work for him at the offensive end, helping them to maintain that lead.
Here's Dinwiddie. He's been a reliable scorer for him as he's averaging up over 13 points a game. Passes it to LeVert. The pass to Napier. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Clock at 4. Stolen by Bamba. Here's Jay. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Jay's got 33. Dinwiddie kicks to Carroll. No good with the triple. And here's Grant. He'll bring it up for Orlando. Jay. Second chance shot. And Gordon with the lay-in. Good. Gordon's got 6 points in the quarter.
Well, you know what I like to say? Persistence pays. And with Gordon, he's the kind of guy who just does not rest on the glass.
Here's LeVert. Here's Carroll. It's hauled in by the Magic. Bamba's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Snatched away. And so it's the Orlando Magic, leading by a full 31 points at the end of the quarter. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And we'll be here now, a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Served him up a tasty room service dime right there, boy.
And with the 4th quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. We've got Jay Fournier out there with Grant, and it's Birch in at the center locking down the middle. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Magic. Basket counts, and now that's 35 points for Jay.
An open jump shot there, and their D not putting up any resistance today.
To the left side wing. Crab finds Fareed. Back to Crab. To the middle. In the corner, Napier with it. Fareed the pass to Dudley. It's deflected, and they're able to recover. Magic shooting has been just fantastic, around 65% tonight, getting exactly what they want when they want it. The Nets have gone 0 of 3 to start the 4th quarter, and Jay gets the whistle that time. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Now here's Crab. He's guarded by Fournier. Ball's knocked loose. Here's the break. Here's Jay. Finished off the break. Jay's got 37. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Magic.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession. Mahinmi's checked in for the Magic. Coaches obviously get the attention in all sports, Clark, but the assistants also play very big roles. How do you build chemistry as a coaching staff?
You know, I've never coached, but I've watched a lot of coaches. I think first and foremost, you appreciate your assistant coaches, and then you give them room to grow and develop as coaches. And you share with them the building of the team and the coaching of the team. And that, to me, I think, if you serve your assistant coaches as they're serving you, I think that's how you build the best chemistry.
And loyalty's got to be big among that group on that sideline, doesn't it? Loyal to each other.
Big time. Loyalty to one another, and then also a common focus on really serving the players to the best of their ability collectively.
So close to getting the steal there, but the deflection equally as effective.
Yeah, refusing to give up anything easy. Solid defense, and I like that attitude.
And the shot is good.
Wow, that's real nice. I mean, D'Angelo really sets before he gets into a shot. Good use of pace there.
Down low. And there's 1:45 left in the 4th quarter.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Orlando.
What an effort in the transition game we've seen tonight from these guys. Really pushed the ball, and I think in doing so created a lot of pressure on the defense.
Yeah, definitely had a huge edge, and this is their DNA. When they run the ball and dictate the flow of the offense like we've seen here, these are the kinds of games they can have.
And so taking a look at their season record, this will be win number 31 on the year.
And this is a great way for them to kick off this season series. 2 more games ahead, and they've taken the mental advantage with this win tonight.
Greg, I don't think it'll play out quite that simply, though. The team coming out on the losing end of game 1 is just that much more motivated to get even in game 2 and 3. So I think the edge goes to the losing team.
And, you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Jay.
I thought his active hands were a big help. I mean, he took some chances on defense, and his gambles paid off. He got a bunch of steals.
Here's Hollis Jefferson. He sinks the 11-footer.
And that is a shot that Hollis Jefferson continues to improve upon over time, and that's a good sign of things to come.
No good from Jay. There's 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's LeVert. Ross grabs the board. Pass to Jay. From 15 feet away. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
Jay.
And the first one at the line is good.
Well, you talk about defensive potential, all defense potential. Look no further than Rondé Hollis Jefferson.
Goes up on the wing. It's off. And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Hey, Kevin. Well, another win, and the streak goes on. This roll has been amazing. How are you sustaining this level of play every night?
Well, D.A., you know, when you're on a streak like we are, the adrenaline just kind of carries right into the next game. We feel like when we at our best, that we are the best. And I'm going to tell our fans right now, we're not going to turn it off anytime soon.
Quite a sight to see you guys playing as well as you are right now. Congratulations. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. So long, everyone.
AI, you're up in the press room.
Cool, give me a sec.
AI, great game tonight, especially on defense. How did you manage to be so disruptive?
You know, I just listen to what Coach wants to do with the rotations on defense, where he wants me to be, and things just seem to take care of themselves from there. You know, it's easy to make an impact when the game plan is on point. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
What's up, AI? I got that Foot Locker money for you.
That is what I'm here for.
There you go.
Word. Thank you.
How is the world of professional basketball these days?
Can't complain, S-man. Can't complain.
That's the spirit.
Kareem? How did you...
AI, let me ask you some questions.
Okay, shoot.
What happens when you're nervous?
I get butterflies.
What happens when you think something's funny?
I laugh.
What happens when you hit a shot at the buzzer?
I'm lit.
And all those are functions of mind-body connections. Let me try another one. Do you lift weights?
Oh, yeah. I can bench like 300, maybe 350.
That's nice. I benched 350 with my mind. That's why I won 6 MVPs and 6 titles. Up here.
So, where did that quote come from anyway?
Up here.
Man, Kareem is deep.